Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Please reach out to me directly. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com. Today we're discussing a 41mm stainless steel and yellow gold Rolex Oyster Perpetual Datejust II, a timepiece from a collection originally launched in 2009. It's 41mm in diameter by 12.1mm thick. From lug tip to lug tip, it measures 49.3mm, and from end link to end link, the total distance across the wrist is 50.7mm with a 21mm spacing between the lugs. Throw it on my wrist, which is 16 centimeters in circumference, and you can see it is a broad and flat watch. It has a sloped profile that means it actually slides quite easily underneath a dress cuff. That's not a problem, but I would recommend this watch for a wrist of 15 centimeters circumference or larger just because it is so broad across the wrist, and those end links do push out to the edge of my wrist. But as you can see, the consummate dress watch, flat and easily slid beneath the sleeve. Taking a look at the bracelet, it's a little bit sportier than the rest of the watch. Two-tone with Roman numerals, it tends to be fairly dressy, but the counterpoint here is the three-link Oyster bracelet that we're used to seeing on the Daytonas, the Sea Dwellers, the Submariners, the Explorers, and you can see that it has a polished straight through in yellow gold, all solid links, polished outer faces, removable links fixed by screws. We have a deployant clasp with a lift lock system, a beak and a hook, and it actually latches as you close it, so you can't just pull it open, you do need to unlack it. It's a fairly sophisticated thing, though appearances of a friction fit system. It's actually a lift lock with a vertical trigger. Taking a quick look at the clasp, you can see internally there are 3 divots drilled, and you can use those divots along with the spring bar and a spring bar tool to move the anchoring point of the bracelet inside the clasp for fine tuning. We also have Easy Link, snap in, snap out. It's the equivalent of adding or removing one sizable link, so roughly 5mm of total adjustment there. Roll into the case. It is a handsome form, fluid, thin, lithe, sinuous, and all of high polish. This is not the super case from the sports watches. It is, if anything, a more graceful version of the case that you see on the standard Datejust. Twin lock crown, screw down, 100 meters water resistant, yellow gold bezel, yellow gold hands, crown, and numerals with yellow gold printing on a lacquered gloss black base for the dial. Now, of course, Rolex makes its own cases, clasps, and bracelets, and they have their own foundry, so not only do they create their own gold, they also use their own steel. 904L is a highly anti-corrosive steel, particularly resilient against sea salt, body salt, and certain types of industrial acids. It's not necessary to use such a stainless steel on a luxury watch, but it does make the watch that much more durable, and Rolex is all about giving you more in terms of refinement. Now, the thing about the Cyclops eye on a smaller Datejust, 36mm or below, is that it tends to crowd the dial, whereas on this, the largest Datejust ever, it's quite practical, but it doesn't monopolize the face of the watch. Now, inside we have a fairly unique movement. This is the 3136, only ever used in the Datejust II. It's based on the 3135, except for a change of shock protection and a larger date wheel. Automatic winding, 48-hour power reserve, features hacking or stop seconds, a quick set date. It's a COSC certified Swiss chronometer. It features an anti-magnetic Parachrom blue niobium zirconium hairspring. That hairspring is a handmade Breguet overcoil, which means the watch will keep excellent time in any physical orientation with respect to gravity. It beats away at 8 beats per second. It has a full balance bridge and a free sprung index. Those two features allowing the watch to be quite resilient to shock and concussion. In other words, it is the total package. Reach out to Tim Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.